I am really popularizing science and cultivating immortality, but I don't know why these demons and monsters will attack you. You see, they are all very friendly to me. Yu Hui said with a brick in hand. It's just that no one likes you, so you don't like ghosts. In fact, they are very friendly. As long as you treat them with heart and soul, they will also be heartfelt towards you. Speaking, a cute little zombie pulled out its heart to wash and deliver it to him. You see, that's the place where Lolai sleeps. It has many legs, and if it stealthily cuts a little to make an iron plate squid, it will definitely not find it. The land of the dead, do not enter the living. Damn brothers, today I will take you to the underworld to see the 18 levels of hell. Explore the mysterious barrier with your physical body, bringing light and new life to the earth. The sun is setting, and the afterglow is still lingering. Fan. Dog anchor, give back my wife. Bullet scream. High energy warning, be cautious when entering when timid. Refusal. False, with severe special effects traces expert. There are no ghosts in this world, it's absurd. Fairy. You're breathing. Key words of the novel. Strange resurrection. This science popularization anchor is not human, no pop-ups, strange resurrection. This science popularization anchor is not human. Download the complete set of TXT, strange resurrection. This science popularization anchor is not human. Read the latest chapter. Chapter 1. Pig head, fool, get to work. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1 Pig head, fool, get to work. Magic City. This is a bustling and magical metropolis, where anything can happen. At 10 o'clock in the evening, those who worked overtime also walked out of the building one after another, took the 105 bus, and prepared to go home. Did you hear that yesterday there was a live streamer who stayed overnight in a strange room? He was a real Nima talent, earning a few dollars and risking his life to play. Look at you like that, where do ghosts come from? That room costs 2,000 yuan to try sleeping overnight. I just don't have any connections, but whenever I have connections, I also want to become a trial sleeper. Actually, there's nothing to be afraid of about that thing. It scared me to death, and then I turned into a ghost and appeared in front of it again. How embarrassing is that? On the bus, two young people who had just finished work were discussing some sensitive topics. Do you think the conditions for becoming a ghost are so simple? Yu Hui was eating his newly bought late-night snack when he heard the conversation between the two people in front of him. He immediately burst out laughing and patted his shoulder from behind, smiling proficiently. Young people, sometimes don't think so naively. The ghost is even more convoluted than a person. When you are alive, it can kill you. After you die, the living soul leaves the body. Before the rest of the souls have consciousness, they will swallow up your soul and strengthen themselves. How do you know? It's like knowing you very well. Gao Ruiyang turned his head and looked at the unfamiliar young man approaching him, calling himself a young man. He didn't look big either, at most he was only in his 20s. Yu Hui raised a finger and said, to explain it with the simplest common sense, you all know that the more people an object harms, the more terrifying it becomes, right? Yeah. Why, the more people she harms, the more terrifying it becomes. Is there any explanation for this? Yu Hui asked him with a smile. Where do I know where to go? I'm not a member of the underworld. Hee hee. Yu Hui smiled and explained, after a person dies, the soul does not produce consciousness. The newly born yin and yang souls are taken to the underworld, and the remaining yin souls are unconscious and have no ability to resist. At this point, there will be consciousness-born ghosts to eat the souls of the deceased. The more souls they absorb, the stronger their abilities will be. Neurosis. Hee hee. Got used to it. Yu Hui simply smiled twice. After all, in the materialistic world, no one would believe in the existence of ghosts, let alone believe that these creatures would devour each other. In fact, as early as a few years ago, the world had quietly begun to change. Some demon creatures that have been dormant for many years, cultivators who have hidden themselves in the small world of the cave, demon tribes that have transformed in the city, and the heavily corrupted underworld. However, because it is rarely discovered and there has never been a stone hammer, the public generally does not believe in the existence of ghosts. For some videos and photos, the information recorded by netizens is also treated as some kind of absurd and bizarre talk, or debunked as special effects. But in this country where ghosts and gods have been revered since ancient times, people are both afraid and skeptical of these legends of immortals and knights. It's very contradictory. While yearning for the blessings of immortals, they do not believe in the existence of immortals in the world. Yu Hui realized that there was a problem in this world, so he decided to make people face myths, cultivation of immortals, spells, and supernatural beings. These are glorious histories inherited by our ancestors from ancient Zhuzhou, and modern people should not discard them. After pressing the power button on the host, he lit a cigarette and opened the small broken station. In order to popularize knowledge of this kind, he became an old lady on Xiaopa station, and his production content was also related to many aspects such as eerie, monster, magic, etc. Fortunately, after working on the cultivation theme for months, I managed to gain over 10,000 fans. Unfortunately, not many of these fans are treating his videos as serious science popularization, and all of them are discussing how to cultivate immortality due to his secondary illness. I don't know whether to cry or laugh. Everyone has to watch the beautiful women of the Hehuan sect who are wrapped in black hollow-out gauze clothes with crispy breasts and perky buttocks, and the vast expanse of fair skin exposed to the outside is much more popular than his videos. Serious monster fighting videos, they all treat them as special effects or pranks, still teasing him below. This made Yu Hui a bit disappointed. Even when some grandma hosts on supernatural exploration channels post videos, there are a bunch of fans below at him, asking him to use cultivation methods to slay demons and eliminate them. Popularizing immortal cultivation is a long and arduous task. As soon as he opened the small broken website, a 99+ reply was displayed in the upper right corner. After clicking on it, he immediately saw many private messages and at his own messages. At Yu Hui, pig head, idiot, let's get to work. At Yu Hui, the fish demon is about to release a special shot of Feng Shui Villa. I can't wait for *****. At Yu Hui, fish brother, it's time to send off the human head. The elder mother of the spiritual region has died in battle. Please come and slay the demons and eliminate the demons in the immortal cultivation region. It is said that the ghost lamp teacher was so scared that he fell silent on the spot. He hasn't shown his head since he came out, and hasn't even spoken a word about refuting rumors. I guess he was scared enough. Oh, this supernatural region's old lady is inferior. So, is your cultivator in the Immortal Cultivation District very brave? Just kidding, is it okay for our Abba in Xiuxian District to be super brave? It's over, it's all your fault. Yu Hui dare not update the video this week. After clicking on the message, Yu Hui looked at the comments section for a while and surprisingly, there were tens of thousands of interactive messages. This is the response volume of dozens or 20 messages in his comments section that is beyond reach. Feng Shui Villa. He has also heard of this famous name. It is said that this was once the home of a famous Feng Shui master. In order to buy that piece of land, the master spent a lot of money to establish connections, and then spent 7 or 8 years building a Feng Shui mountain villa. When the villa was built, many wealthy businessmen and high-ranking officials from the upper echelons of the Magic City went to congratulate. However, less than a year after the master's family moved in, all members of the family, including bodyguards, nannies, and relatives, died tragically. At that time, only a pair of twin siblings left behind by the master survived because they were boarding at school and did not move over. But when the Safety Supervision Commission intervened and investigated the cause of their death, no signs of external or internal injuries were found. So this massacre at the level of extermination has always been a mystery. Some people speculate that feng shui masters are interested in the feng shui of this area. This is already an excellent land, and when building the villa, it is estimated that it destroyed the qi of the area, which led to the destruction of the entire family. Once a wealthy man invited figures such as mages and Taoist priests to the villa to practice exorcism, but unexpectedly, those who came out of it all said that there were extremely dangerous objects in the villa, and even a mage died in the villa, with a tragic death. Feng Shui Villa has become a haunted mansion on the edge of the magical city, with no one interested. Even if the price drops repeatedly, no wealthy person is willing to take over this place. What's wrong with this place? Internal investment has exceeded the demand for investment. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Abba of Xiuxian District. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 3. The spiritual zone is a dramatic spirit, while the immortal cultivation zone is a divine spirit. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. The spiritual zone is a dramatic spirit, while the immortal cultivation zone is a divine spirit, bully. After watching the video, Yu Hui remained silent for a long time before finally expressing a sincere admiration. This guy was able to come back alive, which shows that in a state of extreme fear, people can indeed unleash amazing potential. If you run a little slower, it may become a source of nourishment for the creatures in the water tank. 7-star position, complete with 5 poisons, old locust tree, raising little ghosts, 7-star in Sha technique. Yu Hui touched his chin and his eyes became very interesting. Master of the Demon Road, this is. It's a bit interesting now. He glanced at the time and found that it was still early, making it a great time to start a live broadcast. Open the small broken station. Yu Hui sent a message in his own dynamic. See you at Feng Shui Villa at 10 o'clock. Later, he put the cigarette lighter in his pocket, grabbed the electric car key, and hurried downstairs. It takes about half an hour to ride an electric bike from the apartment to Feng Shui Villa, and the number of vehicles on this road is basically decreasing. Near the edge of Feng Shui Villa, there are mostly mountains and forests on both sides, surrounded by water and wind, and there are usually no vehicles passing by on the surrounding roads. When Yu Hui rode his electric bike over, there were only dim and obscure street lights accompanying him on the roadside, and occasionally the sound of wild beasts and birds could be heard in the mountains and forests. After the rumor of ghosts haunting the Feng Shui Villa, cars can still be seen passing by during the day, and almost no one comes to this road as soon as it gets dark. Half an hour later, Yu Hui arrived at his destination, surrounded by the shadows of the forest, and the moonlight could not penetrate the tall and dense canopy. The mountain villa is blocked by a wall, which directly blocks the road leading up to the mountain, covering an extremely wide area. At this time, it was the scorching summer heat, and Yu Hui felt a slight coolness standing on the field in front of the villa, with a chill rising from his back. The yin energy is dense, making it a treasure trove of feng shui. Since ancient times, the feng shui treasure land has either produced zombies or fierce ghosts, and this is no exception. With such a strong yin energy, it is feared that even zombies and fierce ghosts will emerge. The moon is dark and the wind is high. What a beautiful weather for live streaming. It was already getting late, and it was only 3 to 5 minutes before his scheduled 10 o'clock sharp. He deftly took out the live broadcast equipment from the electric bike seat box, assembled it, and opened the small broken station. Before the live broadcast started, I found that there were already thousands of people in the live broadcast room urging it to start. There are only about 20,000 fans in total, almost half of them. Wow, there are so many people watching. Fish. Brother. No. Fish brother, come back quickly. Bring back my longing. Fish brother, don't risk your life. It's not cost-effective to take your life with such bad money. Among the fans in the live broadcast room, observant individuals have noticed that behind Yu Hui is the gate of the Feng Shui villa, and the weathered and faded plaque on it is fully displayed in the camera. Crouching slot, 666, the anchor is really his mother brave. Pay attention, if you can stand up tomorrow, your video will be released in the future. Bull, 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 there's someone to accompany the ghost lamp. Hurry up and empty the bed next to the ghost lamp. Our Abba from the Xiuxian District has mainly gone over. Damn it, I missed the ghost lighting live broadcast last time, and I have to stay up late to finish this live broadcast. Anchor, your mother is so frustrated. Why hasn't the microphone been fixed yet? It's causing me to panic. Don't panic, hold me tight. Don't be afraid, cows, ghosts, snakes, and gods are all paper tigers. There are no ghosts in the world, the only ghosts are only in people's hearts. I tossed and turned for a while. Yu Hui just pinned the microphone on his collar while speaking. Hello, hello, hello. He glanced at himself tinkering with the live broadcast equipment, and the discussion in the live broadcast room was low, either discussing how to get Sadako's head stuck in the TV or thinking about how to raise a female ghost. The speech is somewhat divided into two levels. Some are afraid, some do not believe, and some suffer from two illnesses. Hello everyone, it's around 10 o'clock now. As expected, I have arrived at the entrance of Feng Shui Villa. The main reason for coming here is to see everyone's expectations. I found that most people have a misconception about Feng Shui Villa, thinking that it is haunted. Actually, this is not right. The Feng Shui Villa is not just haunted. Speaking. Yu Hui picked up the camera and circled around. Look, this place is full of yin qi, with smooth wind and water. It's not only haunted, but also a feng shui treasure trove for raising corpses and refining souls. It's really a creepy and terrifying place. Behind him, the moonlight could not penetrate the tree canopy, and the surroundings appeared pitch black. In the peaceful and eerie feng shui villa, there were occasional heart-pounding and squeaking sounds. The night wind blew through the mountains and the rustling leaves were mixed with the eerie sound of whistling and sobbing, as if someone was howling in pain at night. The creaking and piercing sound of the wooden door turning sounded, and the gate of the Feng Shui villa was not pushed by anyone. It moved by itself. It's really his mother scary. Grass. I won't look anymore. There's something moving under my bed. Redefine Feng Shui treasure land. A good place. It is indeed a treasure trove of Nima Feng Shui, and even the eerie and terrifying can be a good place. Feng Shui treasure land. You see the old lady in our cultivation area, she is calm. This kind of composure, where everything is under control, is not as much drama as in your supernatural area. The supernatural zone is a playwright, the cultivation zone is a divine spirit. The ghost lights up and is scared into the hospital. How dare you come to the cultivation area? This is not a mental illness, what is it? A little bit of bad money is not worth it, is it? Fish brother, there's still time to turn around now. Brother, turn around and give us a lighter if we don't have a chance. Yu Hui smiled slightly, completely free from the panic of ghost lighting live broadcasts. He fixed his phone, picked up his backpack, and walked towards the Feng Shui villa with a selfie stick in one hand, opening the door of the gap for a day. Brothers, in fact, the water in this Feng Shui villa is very deep. There are not only ghosts inside, but also thieves from the demon realm. If you don't believe me, I will take you to see the 7-star mansion where he was scared unconscious. There should be a master of witchcraft who raised the 5 poisons in the courtyard. He opened the Feng Shui villa layout map he found on his phone and presented it in the camera. As you can see, Feng Shui villa is designed with an old-fashioned large courtyard. The front courtyard is a lobby, with side courtyards on each side, a garden pool in the middle, a stone bridge rockery, and finally the backyard, which is the owner's yard. At that time, Ghost Light was exploring the front yard and the side yard on the right. Later, we will take the lead in going to the 7-star side yard on the right to see if we can meet that cute little ghost again. Yu Hui bent his knuckles and lightly tapped on the heavy gate. The door did not automatically open as it did during the ghost-lit live broadcast. He also remembered that the ghost lighting was live streaming with a pre-designed plot, so someone was pretending to be haunted and opening the door behind the door. He exerted a slight force along the crack that had just been blown open by the wind. The heavy gate immediately made a creaking friction sound, which was extremely harsh. Seeking investment, collecting, reading, recommending tickets, and exploring. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. I live in such a dangerous place, bring a brick defense. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. I live in such a dangerous place, isn't it reasonable to bring a brick for self-defense? No. Fish brother. Don't go in, ah. From then on, the Abba of Xiuxian District lost one warrior. Fish brother is walking further and further on the path of death. On this day next year, I will be the anchor who will burn incense for you. Some anchors are destined to only live in our memories. With over 20,000 fans, Yu Hui's popularity is not high, but after the title was changed to Feng Shui Villa, the number of viewers directly broke through the 20,000 mark. After entering the villa gate, the number of viewers in the live broadcast room even increased, reaching over 50,000. Because Ghost Lantern was a pioneer in raising the popularity of Feng Shui Villa in advance, many fans of Ghost Lantern also sneaked in after his title was changed to Night Exploration of Feng Shui Villa. There are also many passers-by mixed in the middle. Actually, based on my speculation, the first owner of the Feng Shui Villa is likely to be a cultivator practicing magic, so for this night exploration of the villa, I brought the most crucial equipment. Yu Hui pulled out a red brick from the side of the backpack and showed it in the camera. Who would come to the supernatural zone without any bricks for self-defense? Beach pants, flip-flops, loose short sleeves, the anchor is a talent, are these bricks for self-defense? Damn it, laughing out loud. It's the first time I've seen an adventurous mansion with bricks, is the anchor planning to shoot the ghost to death with a brick? I've never seen such an arrogant person like this since I was so old. Brick exorcism, awesome. If Uncle Joe comes, he'll have to make way for you. He's really not panicking at all. Damn it, seeing him so calm, I'm not panicking anymore. So, physical exorcism is really feasible, right? It's reasonable for me to live stream in such a dangerous place and bring a brick for self-defense, isn't it? Yu Hui explained with a smile, holding a selfie stick in his left hand and a brick in his right hand. He stepped away from the flip-flop and strode towards the front yard where the ghost had explored the lights. There are locals from Magic City who have probably heard about the Feng Shui Villa incident, and there should also be information on the internet about the situation where the first owner's family was wiped out. They only have 2 twin children left in their family, who escaped the disaster while studying in another city. Due to the fact that most of the people in the live broadcast room came after watching the ghost lighting video, and there were rumors of ghosts in the Feng Shui Villa in the past, they were in a state of doubt about the ghosts in the villa. The house across from us is our first stop, and it's also the place where the blue-face ghost appeared in yesterday's video. Unlike the ghost lighting video, when Yu Hui walked to the entrance of the front hall, the door did not automatically open. The decaying wooden door was pushed open, revealing the environment inside the living room. Yu Hui walked into the room holding a red brick. I'm coming. It's here. Yesterday, the ghost lit the lights and was scared to run around. There's a ghost in this room, yes, I was there at the scene. Be careful, anchor, be careful. Yu Hui smiled and shook his head, no, there's nothing in this room, there's no ghosts or anything like that. He walked around the room casually with his live streaming phone. In the empty living room, there were no accidents or unexpected situations where the door automatically closed. Look, I said no, I can only go to the next place to try my luck. There is a feeling of disappointment in Mao's forced tone. He seems to be looking forward to seeing ghosts. Grass, I can't handle it anymore. I'm clearly very scared. Why is he not afraid of this thing at all? Is it difficult for him to also have a natural lack of fear? Yu Hui was indeed a bit disappointed. His expression was filled with disappointment towards these strange creatures in the Feng Shui villa, and he suffered a defeat at the beginning. Next, we will go to the courtyard where the ghost was scared by lighting up yesterday. There is a little ghost there, which should be a real ghost. However, he is still a child and is a ghost for the first time. He has little experience and is a bit shy. Let's go find him. He hurriedly arrived at the side courtyard, passed through a circular arch, and before entering the courtyard, he heard a commotion. Bang! Before anyone could enter, the sound of the lid of the water tank being forcefully closed came from ahead, followed by the rustling of leaves. There's some movement. Yu Hui immediately lowered his footsteps and even breathed less. Excitedly, he made a hissing gesture towards the live broadcast camera and approached the courtyard with light hands and feet. Did you hear anything? There's some noise in the yard. I suspect it's the little ghost hidden in the tree crown. Let's go quietly and not disturb him, otherwise we'll scare him away. After approaching him, give him a brick and knock him unconscious to take him away. The courtyard was pitch black, with only one old locust tree standing quietly in the center, and 7 water tanks arranged in a 7-star pattern. When Yu Hui cautiously walked into the courtyard, he found it empty. Unfortunately, let it run away. Yu Hui looked around quietly, not knowing where the little ghost was hiding. He searched for the child's figure in the crevice of the water tank. High energy ahead. Barracks, save me. Barracks, save me. Anchor, be careful of these water tanks, there are monsters inside. Sleeping trough, the monsters inside these water tanks are also scary enough. Python and toad, all 5 poisons are unique. Fish. Fish brother. Body. Back. Anchor, pay attention to your back. You're really looking back at your back. In the camera. A faint and elusive soul appeared on the live broadcast screen, its cute big eyes staring at the back of Yu Hui's neck, looking a bit shy. Fear strangers. Then it cracked its mouth open, tearing it all the way to the base of its ear. Just as it was about to bite, it suddenly shrank back. When it opens its mouth, its instinctive consciousness tells it that if it takes a bite, it is highly likely to die on its own. But I don't want to let go of the food that comes to my mouth. I could only obediently and timidly stare at the back of Yu Hui's neck, then take my head off my own neck and touch it in my hand, as if comforting. Oh, ghost, finally ghost. Look at me, I say there are ghosts in this world. Don't you believe it yet? Isn't this the little ghost who lit the lamp and almost took it away from the hospital? Bullet screen protection. Bullet screen protection. Dog head, protect life, dog head, protect life. Amitabha Buddha, infinite heavenly sovereign, blessed by all the gods, there are no taboos. No offense, don't come to me tonight. I went to bed early. Its head. Sleeping trough. Big shot, take your divine powers. The dog anchor is still looking for it. Fuck him. This forced the anchor to probably do it on purpose. What a lovely child, I want to have one. Please chat with me privately, give me one night, and I'll give you October worry free. I'm also a man. Isn't that better? Seeking collection, seeking investment, seeking recommendations, seeking follow-up reading. Your follow-up reading is very important, let me give you a chance. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. The anchor is like a sunny big boy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. The anchor is like a sunny big boy, little thing, it looks quite unique. Cute love, no head. Has anyone posted countless reminders to the anchor? I see that this kid doesn't have the heart to harm the anchor, so he probably wants to scare him. In the live broadcast footage, the child has red lips and white teeth, round eyes, and is quite normal except for the head knot on the neck. It looks like it's around 4 or 5 years old. The little guy who opened his mouth several times and wanted to bite it, but was instinctively scared away, seemed angry. He sat on the water tank with his cheeks bulging, his head rolled over his chest, and his eyes rolled. A bloated appearance. When Yuhui stood up and turned back, his body suddenly leaned back, passed directly through the water tank, and disappeared. Strange, where did it go? Yuhui scratched his head, there was no hiding place behind the left and right water tanks, but he couldn't find it. Finally, he placed his target in the water tank. It should be hidden in the water tank. The water tank behind me is the location where the little ghost disappeared just now. The audience in the live broadcast room stared closely at Yuhui's arm pushing the lid, and the wooden lid was gradually pushed open, revealing increasingly larger gaps. Soon, the little ghost was about to appear in front of him. Bang! As the water tank was about to be opened, the wooden lid was suddenly overturned by a force, and a python's triangular snake head quickly bit towards Yuhui. Sleeping slot. Done. Report to the police, make a quick phone call to save people. It's the python that chased after the ghost by lighting up the lamp and ran away with a loud roar. The audience was stunned, and in less than a second, Yuhui's right hand, holding the brick, had already touched it. Pop. Pop. Pop 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 pop, bricks hit the python's head one after another, and shattered flesh began to splash out of the water tank. The python in the tank was in pain as it tightened its body inside. Sleeping trough. Bully. So that's how the bricks are used. True. Physical exorcism. I almost thought the anchor barbecue was scared, so I had to call the Safety Supervision Commission. Starting with a brick, invincibility relies entirely on recklessness. In the camera, Yuhui slapped his face expressionlessly, one brick after another, blood splattering on his face. His eyes were cold and calm, with no visible emotional fluctuations, as if everything was within his expectations. He didn't stop until the python in the camera completely froze. He turned his head to look at the little ghost and grinned, very sunny, like a sunny big boy. If it weren't for the blood splattered on his face when he slapped the snake, he would be more like a sunny boy. Sleeping slot. Anchor. So cruel. This smile scared me, it looks so twisted. I am a pervert and think the host is perverted. Does the host really have no mental illness? In the other corner of the camera, the little ghost that had just appeared stood by the water tank holding its head, stunned by the scene before it. It was originally intended to scare Yuhui, but now when it saw Yuhui's sunny little face, it startled itself and its head fell to the ground. Pada, the little ghost's head was unstable, and it fell from its hand, rolling along the ground to Yuhui's leg. It quickly jumped off the water tank, ready to pick up its head. Just as it was about to reach its head, the flip-flop stepped on the round and rolling head. Then, forcefully apply force on the legs. He kicked his head directly as a ball. The little ghost's eyes immediately turned pitch black, and its body lost its eye guidance, spinning aimlessly in place. Sleeping in a trough. Bringing evil people. It's true to bring evil people. To bully children. Give it a complete childhood. Yuhui smiled and grabbed the little ghost's body, allowing its limbs to sway wildly in the air, unable to struggle. Little ghost, did I catch you? Do you still want to hide? The little ghost without a head was unable to speak and could only struggle in Yuhui's hands. Sleeping slot, headless ghost, it's so scary. It's closed now. Take another look, take another look. Ah ah. It's so scary, it scared me to death. It's turned off, turned off. Forget it, just take a last look. Hey. This little guy is quite cute, with clear eyebrows and beautiful eyes. It doesn't even have a head. Where did you see that it has clear eyebrows and beautiful eyes? Nima, why do you want to laugh at such a scary scene? Yu Hui walked over, picked up his head that had been kicked out, and aimed it at the camera for the people in the live broadcast room to see clearly. The little ghost's mouth immediately cracked open, tearing into a bloody mouth with sharp teeth. He slapped his head and said, lips red and teeth white, chubby, and cute. Cute, special, where do you see it's cute? I'm convinced. Just now, for a moment, I thought the anchor had schizophrenia. This little ghost is probably unlucky to have met such a villain as the anchor. It doesn't seem to be able to speak. When the little ghost died, it was too young and no one taught it how to pronounce. It really couldn't speak, so it could only babble and vent its dissatisfaction. It was grabbed by Yu Hui's body and pulled hard. Be honest. Yu Hui kicked the little ghost's buttocks, making it quiet and scolded fiercely. Being scared by him like this, the little ghost really understood and hung down weakly, completely refusing to resist. Don't be afraid, my brother is a good person and won't harm you. Tell me, who refined you into a een object? The little ghost chattered and pointed to the 7 water tanks, then pointed to the old locust tree, patted his belly, and used his hands and feet to say something, but didn't know how to express it. Yu Hui felt like he was communicating with animals, completely unable to communicate. You see, if you don't study hard, just like him, you don't even have the ability to express yourself, don't know what Huaishu said, what a water tank is, don't have cognitive ability, and won't even speak when hungry. Poor thing, looking at it like this, it should have been refined into a een slave by someone at the age of 2 or 3, just in the stage of consciousness formation. If I guess correctly, the first owner of the Feng Shui villa should be a demon cultivator. These 5 poisons and een slaves were all refined by him, but when something went wrong, he himself had an accident, and these een creatures became local monsters in the courtyard, unable to leave the interior of the villa. He took out a purple-black object from his backpack that looked like a vegetable leaf and stuffed it into the little ghost's mouth. Creak. The little ghost's mouth was full of steel teeth biting on the black vegetable leaves, making a crisp chewing sound. Perhaps witnessing the ferocity of Yu Hui beating the python with a brick just now has caused a great shock to its young soul, and there is a feeling of fear towards Yu Hui. After finishing the meal, the little ghost clearly became much more obedient, with dark eyes. His gaze towards Yu Hui began to become obedient. Very well, well behaved, I won't hurt you. Yu Hui rubbed its head, pulled up its hair, and installed it onto the little ghost's body. He twisted it in a circle and secured his neck. Woo-wah, woo-wah, woo-wah. The little ghost chattered and pointed at the water tank, not knowing what he was saying. It should be said that there are still things in other water tanks, don't approach them, they will ambush me. After a brief understanding, Yu Hui turned the camera around and said, look, don't think that een things are all cold-blooded and ruthless. They also know how to repay kindness and give me directions. He just finished speaking. The lids of the other water tanks were forcefully pushed open. The little ghost quickly slipped into the pile of mice while Yu Hui was not paying attention, and arrogantly pinched his waist, looking at Yu Hui with provocative eyes. Ah, it turns out you're just going to face me head-on for a moment. Ha ha ha, I miscalculated. Iwu, they want to collect it, they want to read it, they also need to recommend tickets, Iwu, end of this chapter. Chapter 6. Fight with me, do you have that strength? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. Fight with me, do you have that strength? Centipedes, toads, mice, scorpions, geckos, and spiders also crawled out. In the crown of the old locust tree, dense crimson eyes lit up, staring closely at Yu Hui standing in the middle of the yard. There are piles of vampire bats hidden in the tree canopy. Except for the python that was beaten to death by Yu Hui, everything else rushed out of the water tank. One of the water tanks was used to keep little ghosts and did not open. Huaimu belongs to Yin. Bats are bloodthirsty, and have all 5 poisons. They use the 7-star Yin Sha to nourish the 5 poisons, and then feed this little ghost with the 5 poisons. The 5 poisons are integrated. The little ghost was riding on the back of a huge spider, looking at Yu Hui provocatively. Poisons were everywhere under his feet, and bats were hidden in the old locust tree without showing their heads. Are you sure you want to work with me for a while? Yu Hui still had a sunny smile on his face, calm and composed, lifting his leg forward and walking straight towards the little ghost. The spider carrying the little ghost was like a formidable enemy, instinctively retreating backwards. Every step forward by Yu Hui, it would retreat 1 step. Yu Hui looked at it calmly, unconsciously emitting a chill all over his body. The 5 poisons that ran out of the water tank trembled with fear, not knowing what to do. The 5 poisons have all fallen into self-doubt. Why is he not afraid of us? Come to my side, Yu Hui said calmly. The little ghost moved back in fear, understood it in general, and shook its head to refuse. It's also confused. Why is this person not afraid of themselves? Yesterday, that person was scared to the point of urinating in their buttocks. Why is it difficult today? Are people so brave now? Who the hell is a ghost between us? Why am I afraid of him? The little ghost raised its finger to point to the bat, and then pointed to Yu Hui. The largest bat mustered up its courage and flew out, volunteered to fight and charged straight towards Yu Hui. Pop! A solid red brick structure was captured on the head of a flying bat. The bat's body twitched twice on the ground, and the sole of a flip-flop immediately covered it, leaving a pool of dirty blood on the ground. Flash sale. The other toxins were stunned and even more afraid to go up and risk their lives. I agreed to accompany you and scare people. If you want me to die, who will do this? Yu Hui walked forward, and the big spider was too scared by his bricks to move around. There were not many guards around, and they were all far away. Lying in bed, domineering, ghosts tremble with fear. I can tell from Nima that he's not at all cowardly. With the bricks in hand, I have them all. This brick, can't it be photographed by the spider's brain? Who the hell is the monster? What kind of live broadcast am I watching? Help, he's so handsome to me. No, is this monster actually played by humans? Why are so many monsters scared by a brick? It's outrageous. A group of monsters are so scared that they dare not move. Yu Hui waved his hand and directly pulled the little ghost off the spider's body. The half-human tall spider was so scared that it dared not take a breath. Didn't you look pretty awesome just now? No, you're not. Do you have the strength to compete with me? The little ghost caught in his hand suddenly lost its arrogance and chattered incessantly, appearing extremely flustered. Are you saying that you are not under control, and your body is controlled by others? The little ghost quickly nodded. Who is manipulating you? The little ghost started dancing and chattering again, talking about the communication methods of underworld creatures. Fortunately, Yu Hui's Yin language had also passed level 6 and could be understood. You are a Yin slave refined by others and stored here. The person who controls you has been in the yard and has never left. It's okay, it's okay. I'm a good person. Can you tell me how long you've been stuck here? Has anyone bullied you? ABA, ABA, ABA. Oh, it's been over 20 years, turtle. You're not too young, why do you look like a fool? Yu Hui turned the camera around, aimed it at it, and made the little ghost appear in the live broadcast camera. Ladies and gentlemen, it's said that it was abducted and sold here by human traffickers more than 20 years ago. Later, it was refined into a Yin slave by a feng shui master, responsible for guarding the house and courtyard. The poison in this courtyard is all its friends. What? Why can you understand what it's saying? You can't deceive us like fools just because you look handsome. We're just sweet, but not stupid. The relationship between humans and ghosts is not over. The little ghost continued to babble and talk about the ghost lighting that came in last night. After the ghost lit the lamp and came in yesterday, it discovered it. He warmly greeted the ghost-lit lamp, but when the other party left, they left their things here. It simply wanted to return the things to them. What a friendly and hospitable child, so kind. Suffering from the malice of human nature, yet still retaining a heart of kindness. Yuhui translated all the little ghost's gibberish. Anyway, no one in the live broadcast room could understand the Yin language, so whatever he said was what he meant. Woo-woo, what a pitiful child. Fish brother, why can you understand what it says? Why are you so calm? I've never seen anything so outrageous since I was so old. It's really outrageous. His mother, it's outrageous. Are you sure this little thing wasn't hired as an actor? Speaking of actors, didn't you just see that little kid wriggling out all his brain seeds? A strange scene appeared during the live broadcast, where the little ghost was chatting about life with the host, pouring bitterness and wiping away tears. The scene of the little ghost wiping her tears caused a great emotional shock to everyone in the live broadcast room, and such a lovely child made Yuhui cry. If I'm not mistaken, did this guy make Ghost Talk cry? I haven't seen anything before. I'm ignorant, and I haven't seen anything like this either. Yuhui sighed and raised his hand to touch the little-brained cuckoo of the Yin. Knew, you've suffered so much. You've been bullied and misunderstood by others, he said. Tell me, where is the person who controls you? I'll go deal with him. Yin knew, Jili Golu, wow, wow. It said that there was once a very terrifying and eerie event here, and the person controlling it didn't know where they had gone, but could feel that they were still inside the villa but couldn't find where they were. Yu Hui explained to the audience. What Yi Nu said about that terrifying and eerie event should be the extermination case of the entire family of Feng Shui Villa. This case is still unresolved and has no clue. The Safety Supervision Committee does not want to investigate anymore and has directly sealed it off. He furrowed his brow and began to ponder slightly. In theory, the first master was the Feng Shui master, who was the demon cultivator. He should have been the master of the Yin slave, and the only person who could control the Yin slave was him. His whole family was gone back then, and I don't know if he found the body of this demon cultivator. Even now, he can still control the Yin slave. This guy is probably not dead yet, hiding in a corner of the villa. Very likely. Demon cultivators are generally quite ruthless, often resorting to any means for the sake of a little profit. Even their parents dare to kill them, let alone other people without blood ties. If that's the case, you can still find that Feng Shui master in this villa. Seeking investment, seeking collection, seeking recommendations. Touch and feel, end of this chapter. Chapter 7. One glance at the thimble, identified as cute. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. One glance at the thimble, identified as cute, impossible. Absolutely impossible. In the ward of the North District Hospital, Yang Ming, who was lit by the internet celebrity Ghost, lay on the hospital bed, extremely excited, gritting his teeth as he watched the live broadcast content. What ghosts? There are no ghosts in this world, these are all the plots he designed. Yang Ming couldn't accept it, this person almost stepped on his own fire. The little grandma, who only has 20,000 followers, now has over 200,000 viewers in the live broadcast room, and it is still increasing at an extremely fast pace. The little ghost sitting on the water tank with Yu Hui still remembers it to death, and that face cannot be easily forgotten. Especially the scene of holding his head and lifting it up in the water tank to look at himself almost became a psychological shadow for him. That kid, he definitely hired him. Someone in our team leaked my live broadcast content, and this Yu Hui is actually using such vulgar methods. For the live broadcast of Feng Shui Villa, he spent a lot of money and set many storylines inside. Unexpectedly, an accident would occur in the courtyard, and he thought he had actually encountered a supernatural event. But when this little ghost appeared on the camera of Yu Hui's live broadcast, he all understood that this little anchor named Yu Hui had set up this game and directly designed himself into it. He stole his own creativity and colluded with his team members, stepping on his own position to become a sensation. What kind of slang interpretation? These are all pre-designed lines. It's amazing. A little grandma with 20,000 followers actually stepped on me to take over. It's amazing. Yang Ming, who was extremely angry and laughed back, thought for a moment that the platform was promoting Yu Hui to the top. This matter can never be calculated like this. Yu Hui. Yu Hui. Yu Hui. I remember you. I was so scared that I bumped into the door, jumped over the wall, and almost fainted. It turned out that someone had just set a trap for me in the dark. Yang Ming, who felt like he had suffered a great loss, turned off the live broadcast and remembered the name fiercely. Revenge must be avenged. Yang, what should we do about this? This kid has taken our place, and we're just letting him pick up such a big advantage. The people around asked. Otherwise. Damn it, you useless people don't even know if there are 2 or 5 kids in the team. Find them for me, find them. At the same time, in the Feng Shui villa. Yu Hui, who was similar to coaxing the Yin Nu, also patted the little ghost's head. He found that this little ghost had a very simple mind. When he was kidnapped and sold to this place, he was only 2 years old. He had been locked down in the Feng Shui villa until now, and he has been staying in this courtyard. The old locust tree and these 5 poisonous creatures in this courtyard are the ones closest to him. Yu Hui murmured and sighed, everyone should know about the origin of the Yin slave. It was abducted and sold here at the age of 2, without any knowledge of family ties. After being trained by demons to become an Yin slave, its family can only associate with these 5 poisons and endure torture. Although the Yin slave has been refined into a little ghost, which is commonly referred to as the scary ghost, he still holds good intentions towards people. He just doesn't know how to express himself, and the relationship between Yin and Yin is not the same. After taking a deep breath and calming down his emotions, Yu Hui picked up his live streaming device and said, here's a little bit of chicken knowledge for everyone. In fact, Yin things are not difficult to deal with. When you encounter these things, don't be afraid of them. Just find a cool place and stare at them without hesitation. In this way, you will have more dignity when you die. Ha ha ha, fool, you think you're me. You're so awesome and handsome, even ghosts would be scared by my domineering aura. In short, everyone should remember to be careful when going out in the future. Don't think that human traffickers only deal with children, and adults will also be abducted. Human traffickers are not worthy of sympathy, and they must be sent to prison with 0 tolerance. He is a positive type of science popularization. That's right, brother. That's right. So, is this master of the immortal cultivation area also working part-time as a light of science popularization and righteousness? Yu Gu was originally known for making videos about popular science and cultivating immortals. You just haven't watched Yu Ge's videos, you'll know if you've seen them. Old fans have seen it for a long time. I'll go to Sonlian now. Based on what the anchor just said, it's worth a lot of my Sonlian. So fish brother, what did you talk to this little ghost about, could you wipe away his tears? After being praised by Yu Hui, Yin Nu's already pale and pink face turned red and shyly stared at the camera. Turning around, he took out a dead mouse from its own water tank and handed it to Yu Hui's mouth. Can you give it to me? The little one nodded excitedly and widened his eyes. This is its way of entertaining customers. For it, these are its best friends, and it is also willing to share its good friends with someone who can understand it. You see, the little one is so enthusiastic. He even introduced his good friends to me and shared them with me. Have you seen them? These are all his friends. He turned the camera into the water tank, and the stench rushed straight to his forehead, mixed with a strong smell of blood, almost making him faint. Inside are dead mice, dead toads, dead centipedes, dead bat corpses lying trough. This smell. Everyone must be curious. The little one has been living here for so long, what do they usually make friends with? Yu Hui pinched his nose, feeling the sourness that he couldn't bear alone. In the camera footage, these 5 poisonous corpses are rotting together, flesh and blood blurred. This foul smell makes people feel nauseous even through the screen. I'll strangle your monkeys, grass. Grass. Dogecoin anchor, it's closed now. You can eat shit. Sleeping slot mud horse. Silly compared to the anchor. Sleeping slot, I vomited out my overnight dinner. Malgobi, I'm still eating late night snacks, disgusting to death. Grass. The barrage exploded in an instant, and hundreds of thousands of people watching the video each spoke a fragrant word, directly filling the screen. The popularity of live streaming has not decreased at all, but has even increased, vaguely touching the bottleneck of 300,000 yuan. Look, there are so many good friends for this little one, little mouse. It's crispy, chicken-flavored, and protein is n times that of regular meat. These things are delicious and delicious. Yu Hui reached out and rubbed the little ghost's head, feeling very relieved. At the same time, he sighed in his heart and said, how well behaved. If it hadn't been refined into a yin substance, you would have grown up to be a little friend who loves making friends. The little one also felt the kindness from Yu Hui, looked up and smiled, with the corners of his mouth cracking to his ears and his mouth wide open, revealing a cute and obedient smile. You see, the little one is so cute, with a smile full of innocence and wildness. Gigi. The audience in the live broadcast room instantly turned black. Innocence, wildness, I've never seen such a wild thing since I was so old. At a glance, the thimble was identified as cute. Suddenly distorted aesthetic views. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Our Patriarch of Xiuxian District has always been so brave. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. Our Patriarch of Xiuxian District has always been so brave. Let me give you another little knowledge. Yin slaves are all cultivated and refined through the technique of refining corpses. They are generally very friendly and have no harmful functions. They only scare people. When you are not afraid of them, they have no way to deal with you. Yu Hui touched the little one's head, and these strange friends were placed back in the water tank by it, carefully arranged. You see, when the genitals are obedient, they are also very cute creatures. The bullet screen is full. Well behaved, really damn cute, but cute love, no head. Guai guai, referring to being sharpened by a brick, cute, referring to the 5 poisonous decaying corpses with cracked fangs and full jars. It is still a mystery whether TA is a living organism or not. As is well known, the aesthetics of dogs and humans cannot be generalized, and so can fish. Don't take it for granted, this person is a fish demon who has become a refined and distorted aesthetic. Yu Hui smiled kindly and placed the bricks on the water tank with one hand, placing the little ghost in front of the camera. Come and say hello to the fans in the live broadcast room. Look at the more than 200,000 people watching you in our live broadcast room. They are very friendly and like you very much. You can also go and play with them at night. The little ghost's cute big eyes were full of surprises. ABA. Of course, you're so cute. How could anyone not like you? You must be very welcome. Yu Hui patted its head. Hee 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 hee. The barrage exploded instantly. Grass mud horse, dog anchor. Wishing you 100 ghosts night trip at home. Take the little ghost to your house and sleep, dog anchor, shameless. I'm really blocking Q, how could there be such a cheap anchor? Report him tomorrow. Amidst the criticism from the crowd, Yu Hui took a photo of the little ghost with his head upright, and took a group photo of each person and their genitals. Facing the camera, the little guy sat on Yu Hui's neck and gestured for a scissor hand, reluctantly bidding farewell to the little ghost. Yu Hui opened the map and looked towards the direction of the main courtyard. This is the largest area with ancient garden-style decoration, pavilions, towers, and artificial water pools. The pond is filled with lotus flowers, willow gardens, and stone bridges and rain pavilions. The buildings inside can be seen as luxurious just by looking at the garden style, full of ancient charm. In the midst of summer, lotus flowers bloom on the water surface, reflecting moonlight. The surface of the lotus flowers is pink and translucent, as delicate as a baby's skin. There is a hazy water vapor enveloping the water surface, and the night breeze blows, causing ripples in the water. The mist quickly enveloped the entire courtyard, hazy and filled with water vapor. This is the main courtyard of Fengshui Villa. As we can see from the floor plan, the area of this main courtyard almost covers the entire interior of the villa, which is several times the area of the two side courtyards. Yu Hui picked up the live broadcast equipment and walked into the main courtyard. The pond was full of lotus flowers blooming, and through the hazy mist, one could clearly see under the moonlight. Above these blooming lotus pods were dense human heads. When Yu Hui walked into the main courtyard, the moonlight was faintly visible under the clouds, and the heads of the people on the lotus turned together to look at him at the door. Ghostly and eerie. Sleeping trough. What the hell is this Nima, this underworld? Even Yu Hui was startled to see these human-headed lotus flowers turning around. The pond was filled with lotus flowers, all of which were adorned with human heads. The Taiyin Soul Refining Formation. Here's a little knowledge for everyone. The one in front of me is the commonly used guard formation in demonic cultivators. The Taiyin Soul Refining Formation is composed of the life souls of 70.7 to 40.9 beings, half male and half female, with an additional one being the Taiyin position alone. Once you find the Taiyin position, you can take away the entire formation. He turned the camera to the pool, and under the moonlight, pale and terrifying faces appeared in front of over 200,000 viewers. Lying on the mud horse in the trough. 100 ghosts walking at night. The anchor quickly turned the camera over. I'm going to have a heart attack. Thank you, I'm starting to feel scared. Done, timid and eager to see, is there a brother holding me in bed and watching? Are the anchors really not afraid of these things, or are they themselves fairies? The anchor is a fish demon, solving the case. Monsters are not afraid of ghosts. Damn it, my scalp is numb. I can't sleep just by looking at this thing, but I still need to take a second look. Ah chow. Why would the homepage recommend this kind of live broadcast to me? It scared me so much that my fruit machine fell again. Unconsciously. Yu Hui's live broadcast rooms have already logged into the homepage for outdoor recommendations, and a title has been added to it. Master of Xiuxian District at this moment, his fans in the live broadcast room have also surpassed the 300,000 mark, and his own fans have also increased to 50,000. It immediately doubled in price. However, from the barrage, it can be seen that these viewers still have a sense of fear towards the genitals. Even through the screen, they feel that something like Sadako will crawl out from under the bed, on the TV. However, with so many people watching, Yu Hui is still very happy. I believe that soon everyone will have a certain understanding of demon cultivation, and they will also keep a distance from the cultivators of the demon path. You see, these lotus flowers, each with a soul on it, each representing a person drowned in the pool water, their flesh and soul will become the nourishment of these lotus flowers, and then bear lotus flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 27, 49, there are a total of 40.9 flowers, and these ghosts do not appear during the day. They only come out at night to absorb the energy of the Taiyin. Blessed are you, watching my live broadcast has shown you such a rare scene. Bullet chat, thank you very much. Oh, I'm completely scared to pee now. I got up in the middle of the night to wash the sheets. Bullet screen protection. Bullet screen protection. No offense, no offense, no offense. Evil does not invade. Evil does not invade. Amitabha Buddha, hum, 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 hum. So many heads are staring at you, are you afraid or not? I still suspect that the anchor is not human, and this coercion is completely unafraid. It's normal and normal. Our Abba in Xiuxian District has always been so brave. In the ward. When Yang Ming was scrolling through a broken website, he saw the live recommendation of this plagiarized dog on the homepage recommendation. He angrily clicked in and found that the popularity had already reached 300,000. Moreover, bullet screen interaction is extremely hot, and the live broadcast screen is surrounded by bullet screens. Without turning off transparent bullet screens, the live content cannot be seen. It doesn't seem like a Een soldier who bought popularity, which means that most of these 300,000 viewers are real people. Fuck him. Yang Ming became more and more angry as he watched. These popularity were originally his own. Let this kid take a big advantage. He looked at the 49 stiff and twisted heads on the live broadcast screen, and his scalp immediately tingled. This special plot was too catchy. Without any background music, just these 49 people turning their heads and staring at the camera without moving is enough to make people break out in a cold sweat. His mother, I should have set this story. I made his wedding dress for him. These special effects, terrifying scenes, I have imagined countless times in my mind, and in the end, they were all taken over by this unknown little ghost. Dog Day's 25th son, don't let me find you. He angrily turned off the live broadcast. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Captain sends off the female ghost. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Captain sends off the female ghost. Everyone, these lotus ghosts are very afraid of strangers because they were forcibly drowned in the pool before their death, so they have a genuine fear of strangers. Yu Hui walked towards the lotus pond with the camera in his hand, and the ghosts in the pond followed his movements and twisted, staring at him intently. Look, there's a very beautiful female ghost over there. Let's lean over and see how her figure looks. In this summer, they probably don't wear much. Due to being in the water, female ghosts may wear bikinis. He gently cleared the weeds around him and walked down the cobblestone path to the water steps. Several steps were already covered with water, and lotus leaves floated on the edge. There seem to be living organisms in the water, whether it's fish or turtles. Unfortunately, the sky is too dark and the pool water is not clear, making it impossible to see what is hidden in the clear water. Yu Hui walked to the edge of the pool steps, only one step away from the water surface, surrounded by water vapor. Sleeping trough, don't go over there, there's something in the water. Ah ah ah. Help me, I'm so scared, and I really want to see it. Fish brother, if it's not possible, let's withdraw. This place is really weird, don't lose your life. Grandma's life can be donated to those in need if you don't need it. Don't die. Hey. Does the anchor really have no attachment to the world? Big shot, take your divine powers. Move the camera away, ah ah. The ghost is about to crawl out of my hand. Yu Hui didn't really care about the things in the water. He was holding a brick in one hand, and if that thing came over, just give it a brick. Everyone, this lotus ghost must have been a very beautiful girl before her death. It seems that she was only around 20 years old and had put on makeup before her death. It's really pitiful. These people may have been abducted and sold by feng shui masters. As Yu Hui approached, the female ghost in the lotus suddenly opened her eyes, exposed her fangs, bared her teeth, pointed her fingers like sharp hooks, opened her arms, and rushed towards him. Everyone, this beautiful female ghost is really passionate. She's going to give me a hug when she comes up, but men and women are not compatible, and I'm still a pure young body. I definitely can't have intimate contact with her. Yuhui picked up the bricks and swung them over. Pop. The lotus ghost was knocked unconscious by a brick. Just after the lotus ghost was knocked down, another female ghost on the lotus beside her saw someone attacking and quickly revealed her fangs and claws, rushing towards Yuhuifei. Everyone, the female ghosts here haven't seen a man for a long time and are very enthusiastic. Single guys can consider coming here to get married. This lady should be the little sister's companion just now. They all seem to like my tiles and want to touch them. Yu Hui immediately picked up the brick and gently touched the female ghost's head with the surface of the brick, playing happily with her. Everyone, this young lady is very enthusiastic and outgoing, interacting with me so friendly. Touching, referring to hitting bricks or porcelain with the face, passionate and outgoing, referring to exposing one's fangs and claws when meeting and killing the other person, it's truly friendly, and interaction is a never-ending kind. It's definitely a live broadcast of terror. Why the hell do I want to laugh? Ha 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 ha. Fish demon, where did you buy your bricks? Give me one too. Shut up, call him fish brother outside and show him some respect. I can tell that this anchor has no intention of leaving the feng shui villa alive. He's willing to provoke anyone who can. It's also Nima's fate that he can hold on until now. The eerie and terrifying environment around me may seem intimidating, but with Yu Hui's outrageous art style and commentary, it appears so strange. It's outrageous. I've never seen someone with such a hard life. Take a brick and go up there to fight this thing hand to hand. The funniest thing is that these ghosts can't even beat him, they can knock him down with just one brick. As the old saying goes, no matter how hard you work, you're afraid of a kitchen knife. No matter how good your skills are, you'll end up with a brick. Yu Hui responded with bricks to the enthusiastic embrace of the two refining female ghosts, and also gave another passionate lotus ghost a brick, allowing them to lie down neatly. I'm too enthusiastic. As soon as we meet, we have to sleep with each other. What kind of training have we become? Sigh, it's better to go together. If it weren't for my strong martial arts skills, I wouldn't have been able to maintain my pure young body today. The barrage audience was speechless for a moment. Before coming in, I never expected this live broadcast room to be so bizarre. I found this actress there, it looks pretty good. Can the anchor give me their contact information? I want to make a movie with her. Who would have thought that this was an old lady from the cultivation area? Is there a problem? To cultivate immortality, one should maintain a pure young body and prevent the leakage of essence. Is it okay? If it were me, I would definitely not be able to control it, and the flying knife probably wouldn't be able to control it either. Can the anchor give me a female ghost as a gift? I'm willing to indulge in ghostly lust, dog head to protect my life. Does the earth no longer have people that anchors care about? Do your family know that you are such a sophomore? What if there is an extra real female ghost among all the actors hired by the anchor? Isn't that better? Big production, it seems that the anchor also paid a high price for this live broadcast, with the support of a captain. Yu Hui's eyes lit up and he said, "Thank you to the captain of the ship, the wealthy man 666. Do the wealthy man want this female ghost? I'll pack and send it to you now. Crouching slot, Captain, can we send off female ghosts? I'll come too." Another person opened the captain to board the ship. Yu Hui immediately expressed his gratitude and said, "Thank you to the captain of the ship who opened the Mongolian order. I will go pack the female ghost now. The auction has started. One captain will pack up a female ghost and privately chat about my address. After the live broadcast ends, I will send the female ghost to your home by express delivery." The live broadcast room quickly became lively, and after one person opened it, several wealthy individuals followed suit and opened and offered rewards. At the same time, the number of followers of Yu Hui is also rapidly increasing. The live broadcast footage was once extremely outrageous. The day before yesterday, there was an elderly lady from the supernatural region who was scared and hospitalized before entering the feng shui villa. Now, with a lively attitude, she is crazily browsing in this live broadcast room. People who are both hesitant and eager to see, cover their heads under the covers and secretly watch. I remember this is a terrifying mountain estate, right? Isn't the anchor doing science popularization? Why did she start selling female ghosts? The surroundings are gloomy and terrifying, but why is the art style so outrageous? Are these things in this courtyard people or ghosts? How could it be a ghost? If it were a ghost, could the anchor still be so reckless? It's fake. Suddenly, wind rises everywhere. The willow twitched and howled incessantly, and a hazy white mist suddenly rose on the water surface, completely blocking the view. The lotus flowers on the pond water trembled uncontrollably, and in the deep darkness, a black shadow flashed away in the camera. The camera couldn't capture the other person's figure at all. Sleeping trough, high energy warning ahead. Cowards, close your eyes, close your eyes. I'll quit for a while, then let me know when it's okay. Just as thrilling as watching a movie with Nima. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Passionate slaves. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. Passionate slaves. Look, the slaves here are very hospitable. The wind was strong, and the temperature in the entire courtyard dropped significantly. When the thick fog in the courtyard was blown away by the wind. On the eerie lotus, ghosts all showed their bodies and floated above the lotus. In the distant shelter, there is a black figure sitting on a stone bench, too far away for the camera to capture the other person. A pungent and bloody smell permeated the air. Look, since these slaves haven't seen strangers for too long, they all showed great enthusiasm and came out to welcome me. Yu Hui waved and greeted the floating slaves one by one, appearing very enthusiastic. Hospitality. Very enthusiastic. Welcome. Fish brother, run quickly. I saw something flying past the camera just now. Isn't it really haunted inside here? So many. I can't understand whether this world really has ghosts or not. If it's an actor, there are too many special effects to do. If it's a real ghost, can the old lady really walk out of here alive? Sleeping trough, Grandma is the most iron-headed person I have ever seen in my life. Yu Hui smiled and zoomed in to capture the lotus flowers, saying, look, these lotus flowers are the essence of the slaves. If the lotus flowers are picked, they will also go berserk. So when you come into contact with these slaves, be careful not to harm their essence. As he spoke, he carefully helped up the female ghost who had just laid down 2 bricks. It's awkward. If you come up and want to sleep with me, I must refuse, he said. The female ghost stood up, revealing her fangs. Her sharp claws were about to bite and fight against Yu Hui, but when she saw the brick in his hand, she immediately took another step back. Look at everyone. Even creatures can be shy, and even when they encounter someone as handsome as me, neither humans nor ghosts can resist my charm. Yu Hui gave a handsome flick of his long hair in front of his forehead, revealing a coquettish expression. If I'm not mistaken, that female ghost should not be shy, but afraid. The expression on the female ghost's face when she got up just now was a bit grim, clearly indicating that she was going to compete with the anchor. Half done, the female ghost is scared by him. I can't accept it. People scared away ghosts. With so many ghosts showing their heads, shouldn't we come up together and bite Grandma to death? The female ghost is so big that I probably haven't seen such a reckless person before. Yu Hui showed a friendly expression, showing a sunny smile, and sent the 2 female ghosts back onto the lotus. Now, all 49 lotus slaves were gathered. A family just needs to be neat and tidy. Yu Hui turned around and said, the 49 Lotus Yin slaves from the Taiyin Soul Refining Formation have all appeared. What a beautiful scene. We happen to take a family photo together. Sure, I can't find where the main soul is. Otherwise, you can merge all 49 souls of the Taiyin Soul Refining Formation together. Come and see here, take a photo together. He picked up his phone and aimed the camera at 49 people looking at the Yin Nu here. Click. Under the flash, in the distant rain pavilion, there is a black figure in the shape of a scissor hand. Unfortunately, the sky was too dark to capture her position. In fact, these Yin slaves are very pitiful. They have been refined into a formation and will never be able to leave the Taiyin Soul Refining Formation for a lifetime. Unless they find the main soul of the Taiyin position in the Taiyin Soul Refining Formation, these Yin slaves will never be able to leave the Feng Shui Villa for eternity. So many people, this Feng Shui master. After building the Feng Shui mountain villa, how many lives did he harm? Everyone must be careful of the demon cultivators and not be refined into Yin objects. In the rain pavilion. The woman in a long black dress frowned and realized that the person had not noticed her at all. Is it because there is too little exposure? This guy's eyes are not very good. It's a bit awkward. The dark wind and mist just now did not scare him. Even though so many Yin slaves stood up, he didn't scare him. Instead, he warmly waved and greeted the Yin slaves. That's too much. You didn't even take me seriously. Oh no. I am also too far away, the sky is too dark, and the other person's line of sight cannot see rain pavilion. He doesn't have himself in his eyes at all, it's not that he didn't take himself seriously. Yu Hui in the distance was still greeting the Yin slaves on the lotus one by one. If it weren't for the small boat, he would even want to go boating through the lake. Everyone, these Yin slaves are very friendly. They were captured and drowned in the pool during their lifetime. They are already undead spirits, and although they have grievances in their hearts, they can still be melted by our passion. As Yu Hui walked, he said that he had already walked onto the stone bridge in the blink of an eye, and he felt that the temperature around him had dropped a little again. They are so enthusiastic that they even deliberately lowered the temperature around them. As we all know, these creatures are all shady and have little temperature, especially in this hot summer season. If you bring one with you, it will definitely be cooler than turning on the air conditioning. In the live broadcast footage, the reasons for the temperature drop around Yu Hui all appear in the picture. That is a mysterious woman wearing a black gauze skirt, with a crispy chest and buttocks and legs wrapped in lace. The hollow black gauze skirt exposes a large area of fair skin, and her appearance is extremely stunning, like a fairy who is not close to the mortal world, proud and cold. Like a seductive witch, and like a cold and unparalleled fairy. The mysterious woman just looked coldly at Yu Hui from top to bottom, with a hint of displeasure on her cold and unparalleled cheeks. It seems that the temperature of the air conditioning is turning down, it's a bit chilly, but fortunately, my young man has strong firepower and is not afraid of the cold. We can't disappoint their kindness. Yu Hui smiled and waved at the Lotus Yin Nu under the stone bridge, thanking him. You're welcome, I'll treat you to dinner if there's a chance, he said. Do you think it's possible that the temperature dropped because of the iceberg beauty behind you? The anchor seemed unaware that such a beautiful girl had appeared behind him. The anchor, quickly move away and don't block us from watching Hehuan Zongnu Xiu. Is this the female cultivator of the Hehuan sect in your cultivation area? She is truly extraordinary. After I announce it, I will become a member of the cultivation area. I declare your announcement valid. I defected to the supernatural zone and joined the cultivation zone. Remember to leave a place for me in the Hehuan sect. I have passed the first-year college entrance examination, can I join the Hehuan sect? Where did the anchor find such a beautiful actress? Sister is easy to attack. The unified style of the barrage caught the attention of Yu Hui. He leaned closer to the screen and found a pure and lustful beauty behind him in the camera. Tyene Lord. Yu Hui was overjoyed in his heart. If he found the position of the Tyene Lord, he would be able to take away the entire Tyene soul refining formation. How could he let this good thing go? When he was excited in his heart, a slender, pale hand lightly touched his shoulder. This is a woman's arm that is extremely pale, even whiter than Yu Hui who died 3 days ago. The back of the mysterious woman's hand passed through Yu Hui's shoulder and appeared in the camera. Then the middle and index fingers were raised, creating a V-shaped shape. Yeah. Seeking investment recommendations for follow.up reading. Your follow.up reading is particularly important. End of this chapter.